Welcome to Commander Pat Alesia, who is the commander of the Nassau County American Legion. And you're listening to MalcolmPresents.com. Pat, introduce your buddy there.
Okay, sitting to my left is a retired full-bird Colonel John Hassett, who was a past county commander, who is currently the county liaison with the Sons of the American Legion. He's also one of my county advisors during my tenure as county commander. And he also leads the following committees. He is the head of the Legacy Scholarship Fund Committee, the Constitution and Bylaw Committee, and the Protocol Committee. So what I'd like to do is just give him a minute or two to talk a little bit about his experiences in the American Legion.
Okay, but by the way, we have a little feedback there. I'm not sure why.
Maybe hit the AC, man. The AC.
No, it's something to with the computer. I don't know, and it'll be okay.
Wait, let's see if she shuts the air conditioning off. That might help him a little. Is that any better?
A little bit. It's a little bit of echo, but you know, I'm sure what you say is valuable enough that people will listen to it.
I hope they'll listen. Okay, John, if you want to speak a little bit about your
Sure.
American Legion career.
I've been in the Legion for 40 years now, and about 10 years ago, actually 13 years to be exact, I decided that in our post we had a charter for a Sons of the American Legion squadron, but it was never activated. So I decided that we should activate it, and we started recruiting. We're up to now 62 members in our squadron, and throughout the county, we have 13 squadrons and about approximately 500 members in the county.
Okay, and one question that normally comes up: how does one become a member of the Sons of the American Legion? Right.
Sure. Well, in order to become a member of the Sons of the American Legion, you have to be the son or grandson of a U.S. veteran.
Okay, but let's say if I'm 6 years old, can I still be a member?
You can join if you're 6 days old.
Oh, okay.
Your parents, your father or your mother can fill out the application for you and submit the application with the dues and become a member.
Okay, so that's one of the things, Malcolm, that we talk about. If we can attract, young adults into the Sons and get them interested, that they may be able to go on and become members of the American Legion.
Right. Well, again, it's what packages you have to offer. I don't know, exactly. That's what I want to find out from you guys. What packages that you have that can entice people? Again, people join clubs because they have advantages. There's certain benefits that they get from it. So what benefits, aside from, you're doing charitable work, but how do you draw them in?
Well, part of the first reason that we look forward, we look for them to join is because they want to, I guess, represent or honor, the proper word, honor their father or their grandfather by joining the Sons of the Legion, to be supportive of them, because the Sons provide support to the post and to the members, as well as to other veterans programs. And in addition, there are scholarship programs available they can apply for through the National American Legion Sons.
Yeah, for some reason, when you say Sons of the Legion, there's some sort of a not Laurel and Hardy. It could be Laurel and Hardy thing, a movie, Sons of the Legion.
Sons of the Legion.
And they're foreign legionnaires.
Yeah. Oh yeah, okay.
So actually, when you talked about American Legion, I think about the Foreign Legion.
Okay,
that's good. That's good.
How did they start getting the name the Legion, American Legion? Do you know? I know it was instituted by Congress.
Way back when, right after World War I.
Yeah, but why are you called Legion?
It's the group of military personnel as a whole, the Legion of military.
Legionnaires of
the Legionnaires.
Right. Of military background.
And interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do specifically to within your troop, or are you?
Maybe we could talk a little bit about the configuration of
Oh,
squadron
sure.
that you're in.
The squadron is set up along the same lines as the post membership officers. They have a squadron commander, they have vice commanders, they have a treasurer, they have an adjutant, and they have a membership officer, and as well as a sergeant at arms is supposed to call the body to order, make sure nobody gets out of line. And that pretty much mirrors what the American Legion does, their organization. And then they have annual elections to elect new officers or to maintain the current officers in office.
And how large is the squadron?
Well, mine's up to 62. There's one of the squadrons is over 100. Another one is about 87. And the average, I guess, we're around somewhere between 40 and 60 have been in that.
And within the county, we have approximately 500 members in the different squadrons.
And is there a limit to a squadron, or can a squadron be 500, or 10, or?
Could be as large as they can get members to join.
Yeah.
So there's no specific number that you need.
No, not at all. Well, you need a minimum of 10 to start the squadron. You can't, less than 10 members, you can't have a
I
squadron.
didn't know everybody's Jewish. I don't know if you know the significance of
Well,
10.
I didn't know why they picked 10, but now I do.
Because 10 is what's called a minion.
Okay.
And in order to start the services, you have to have a minion. You have to have 10
That's
Jewish
what
men.
Sid keeps telling me about that, where he goes to the temple.
Right.
And they have a minion. Okay, now I got it. Oh,
Right.
Very good.
See, it all goes back to religion.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Again, why did you get involved with the Legion, or what prompted you?
Well, I was still in the Garden of Reserves at the time, and they formed the post where I was assigned in Park Avenue in Manhattan. They formed the first post that was part of the American Legion that was representing National Guardsmen and Reservists. I joined there and then subsequently moved out to the post that I'm in now, Malvern, which is just 3 blocks from my house, which made it a lot easier than traveling to Manhattan every time there was a meeting.
Was that the Park Avenue Armory?
Yes.
Yes. One of the better armories in the city. That's for sure.
Again, I live in Los Angeles now, but I'm a New Yorker.
Yeah, the Park Avenue is the 7th Regiment Armory.
He went to City College of New
I
York.
went to City College.
Yes.
All right, very good.
Are you a native New York? I always say geography. Are you a New Yorker?
Born in Brooklyn.
Where?
Kings County Hospital in Flatbush.
Are you from Flat? What? Okay, I always go. What high school?
Erasmus Hall. Who else?
Lincoln.
Lincoln.
Okay. We played you guys in football all the time.
Yeah, I'm a Coney Island guy.
Okay.
And by the way, I taught in an intermediate school right next door to Lincoln High School several years ago.
Which one is that?
I think it was IS 231 or something like that.
Well, at those times, I remember names. I went to, I think, 239. It was junior high school, Mark Twain.
Oh, okay. No, this wasn't Mark Twain Junior High.
I think there was Seth Lowe around where you were. I forget the names.
Yeah.
But in those days in school, when I went to school, you went with a whole group of people. Yeah,
Yes.
you went through public school, you went through middle. It was middle school then.
Yes.
Junior high school, and then high school. Well, I wasn't good buddy, but it was a friend of mine who was in the. You're talking about the military. Was a guy named Michael Birdie, who was he went to West Point.
Oh.
And unfortunately, he was killed in Vietnam.
Yeah.
I think he became Captain Birdie. Now they named the public school that we went to, PS 188, is Michael Birdie Elementary School.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
He comes from, I think his father was a colonel. And I think his brother was in the, I don't know if he went to the point, but he's also in the military.
Yeah.
So
I didn't go to middle school. I went to a parochial elementary school, was K to 8. So I went to 8 and then directly to high school.
Well, but that's how you learn the militaristic attitude is in parochial school. I've heard stories about parochial school.
Be nice, Malcolm.
Well, about the nuns there.
Yes.
I've heard tell.
Yes.
Discipline was beat into you whether you liked it or not.
Yeah.
You learn
They're taught by the ruler.
Yes.
literally.
Yeah. But anyway, getting back.
Let's get back.
At any rate, the Sons are like in my squadron. We go out, we run different programs, such as the Night at the Races program, where we bring people from the community in, and we run races on like a horse race type of an operation. And the funds we raise from that are used to either make repairs to the post or to make donations to the Legion programs such as the Legacy Scholarship Fund, the National Emergency Fund, or the Veterans Home in Stony Brook, as well as the Veterans facility out in Stony Brook as well.
Mhm.
And that a fundraising activity like Night at the Races combines the American Legion, the Auxiliary, and the Sons.
Right.
The American Legion, we use the post, and we help set up the tables and the chairs for the evening's activities. The Auxiliary, they run raffles, or like my wife will do a lot of cooking. So when the people come, in addition to getting, like say, hero sandwiches, we make some hot food. And basically everyone has a pretty good evening. And the net result is we make some money, and we're able to help veterans and maintain the post at the same time.
Do you ever do like a Las Vegas night or card games or?
Well, the Night at the Races is
similar.
Similar to that.
Yeah, but we have not done the card game, no.
Okay, well, I'll get some professional gamblers to give you a call.
Okay, there we go. We also have a bus trip that we do periodically that goes down to Atlantic City, and we make a couple of bucks per head, depending on how many people we can fit in the bus. If we get 56 people is an average passenger bus for us. So anything above 30, and we start to make a profit on it. And then we run raffles and bingo on the bus as well. So that, yeah, we have bingo with it's a deck of bingo cards, and then we have a board with little sliding markers on them, so you can reset them each time to play a new game.
Did you ever do trips to like patriotic sites, or whether to the World Tower, or Washington D.C., or larger trips like that?
Not
No,
really.
we haven't done that. No. But that might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna put that. I'll get together with you and I'll put that in the suggestion box.
Okay.
Okay.
One thing I just wanted to interject before we continue. John, can you explain what we mean by dual membership?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I'm a dual member, and
Right.
basically what it is a member of the Legion whose father or grandfather served in the service as well. Therefore, I could join the Sons because my father or grandfather was a service member. So that's a dual membership. The ladies have the same thing with the Auxiliary. If they have a relative, theirs is a little bit more relaxed than the Sons are. The Sons are limited to just as the son or grandson of a veteran, whereas the ladies, I think they allow them to go a second further back, like great-grandmother or father, to be able to join the Auxiliary.
Why wouldn't the Sons also extend it back there to? Why are they stricter?
Because the Sons are a committee of the American Legion, as opposed to ladies are the separate organization. They have their own charter from Congress. The Sons are chartered under the American Legion as a committee of the Legion, and therefore they have to follow the rulings which are resulting from the tax regulations, because the tax regulations say they can't be more than twice removed from the actual service member.
I wonder why. Do you know the reason behind that?
No, it's just that they say it's tax law related, and they can't have more than 90% of the organization, or more than 90% of the organization has to be service members or direct descendants of a service member 2 times removed.
Mm-hmm. Now, how long have you been involved with the American Legion?
The Legion, I've been a member since, for the past 40 years. Just got my renewal card in the mail.
Congratulations. What was the original reason you went, let's say 40 years ago was, hell, it was 1980, right?
Right, about in 1981.
Why did you join?
Well, because the Legion gives you a place to go besides that when you're in the unit, you're doing military functions and missions and operations, whereas the Legion was more of a place to get together and just chit chat and have camaraderie among fellow members with the same like-minded issues that were going on. And in addition to that, the Legion provides a voice for the veterans in Congress. With in the case of the Legion family, they have approximately 5 million people between the Legion, the auxiliary, and the Sons that are members. And when the Legion National Commander goes down to Congress to speak to them, he's speaking for 5 million people, which is a big voice to be heard by Congress. And as a result of that, the Legion has been very successful in pushing a lot of programs to include the VA. With the American Legion was one of the prime moving forces in getting the Congress to approve the Veterans Administration way back. Before then, they had no coverage for veterans whatsoever. They came out of service and that would do it on their own.
So are you pushing like any political issues, or basically you're like apolitical? Or
No, we have to be
Apolitical,
yeah.
definitely.
I know what you have to be, but doesn't necessarily that you are.
Well, you know, when you're at the bar later on, you may want to talk about something, but you know, yeah, but that's all good in good fun. So
But during a formal meeting,
right,
we're not,
no politics.
no politics involved.
As a matter of
Okay.
fact, Legion members are not allowed to wear their Legion cap, which is the official item of uniform for the Legion and for the Sons. They're not allowed to wear their cap if they're involved in any type of political activity.
Mm-hmm. You get involved with the active military, the military that's active now?
Sure, well, you know, wherever we can,
Well, we had the Marine Corps base.
yes, and that's a good point. We support the Marine Corps base on Stewart Avenue in Garden City. And we, like now we have a drive going on for school supplies. So different posts donate school supplies for the kids from the Marine Corps base, knapsacks, notebooks, pens, pencils, stuff like that they really need. Mm-hmm. And the other thing is, as I mentioned to you, in the past, I'm the president of the 42nd Infantry Division Rainbow Association, right. And members who supported the division are members of this association. So it's more fraternal, but there's overlapping. Many of the members of my organization are also members of the American Legion, right. You know?
I would say out of you know, the Legion or your posts, how many would you say are war veterans?
Malvern?
Well, in order to join the Legion up until 2 years ago, you had to have served in the service during a period of conflict that was recognized by Congress. And just 2 years ago, they said that because the Cold War and the issues between the Vietnam War and the Korean War, right. Between the Vietnam War and the Gulf War, there were so many small occurrences. The American Legion went to Congress and had their charter amended to indicate that anybody who served in the service from the 1941 forward to the present day, till Congress declares a cessation of hostilities anywhere around the world, that anybody could join the Legion at that point because they were considered serving during a period of conflict.
Oh, but they didn't have to see conflict.
No, it's the same thing with veterans from World War I, World War II that served in the United States because they were either working in the Pentagon or they're working at a base doing supplies or handling ammunition or training that never went overseas, but was still served and had the ability to be sent overseas at a moment's notice if the service needed them. So there were, you know, the assignments in conflict areas are out of the control of the individual soldier, and it's purely up to the military to decide where they're assigned.
And the point is, everyone is considered a veteran.
Right.
Either if you have the combat background, okay, you're a combat veteran. If not, you'll call like people who served in the military but didn't go to Vietnam, or called Vietnam era veterans. Right. So we all have the same title, but different circumstances.
Did you do any sort of historical markings with these people? Because again, you know, well, World War I don't know if you have any vets that are still alive.
No, the last one passed away a couple of years ago.
Yeah. And World War II are rapidly going. I mean, they must be the you know, late 80s, 90s.
I don't think we currently have anyone in the post from World War II. We lost 3 or 4 of them during the last
Yeah,
2 years.
I think John Smart was the last,
Yeah.
he was the last war too.
So basically, the older veterans are the Korean War. Is Korea still, was Korean still considered a war or officially
Conflict.
governmental wise?
Yeah, conflict.
Yeah, it was a police action, if I remember.
Right. And then they upgraded it and called it a conflict.
Right.
But they
Conflict.
still refer to it as the Korean War.
Yeah, well, that's what they're commonly known as the Korean War.
Right.
I mean, because if that wasn't a war, I don't know what the hell was.
Exactly.
That's a good point.
Fighting was the same whether you were in Korea or you're in Japan, in Okinawa or anywhere else.
Well, I think I told, Pat, I'm not a vet. And I was, as he knows, I went to CCNY, so I was anti-Vietnam.
Right?
But, I see these stories and I say, if I'm in a foxhole and someone is shooting at me with machine guns and my sergeant says, charge, and I'm going to go, excuse me, time out, Sarge. That guy has a gun. He's firing at me. What do you think? I'm crazy? My mother didn't raise an idiot. Wait till he runs out of ammo. Then maybe.
Wait until he stops firing at least.
Right.
Before
Or send the planes over. Bomb the son of a bitch.
Well, they tried that during World War II and it didn't work. They just were dug in deep enough that it didn't get them.
But, boy, I don't know about you, but I love the, MASH, which talks about the idiosyncrasies of war, or Catch-22.
Yes, it made fun of a very serious subject.
Oh yeah, no, it didn't make fun out of it, but it made light, not light, but it made the looniness of the world, the craziness that people are. I don't know if there was and I'm forgetting the name of the movie. There was a movie with Alan Bates, and it was about World War I. And it was Alan Bates was in the British Army, and there was a small town, King of Hearts, it was called. It was a small town that the Germans had occupied, and in that small town was an insane asylum, and the Germans pulled out, and the people from the asylum got out and occupied the town. And they were all sorts of, they weren't crazy. They were pretending to be some other people. They sent Alan Bates in there. The army sent Alan Bates in there to see if the town was rigged for bombs or something.
Right.
And he didn't see anything. So he went back and said, no, town's fine. It was inhabited by the inmates. Then the English troops come in.
Right.
And the American troops and the German troops come in. And they face each other in the town square. And the sergeant says, in each of the armies, they face each other and they fire, killing everybody. All these soldiers.
On both sides, they kill each
Both
other?
sides, both sides. They're standing face to face and they're shooting at each other.
Oh, boy.
The people from the town of the asylum say, now, this is crazy. They take off all their clothes. They go back to the asylum. I said, this world is crazy. The last scene of this picture is Alan Bates goes to his regiment. The last scene of the picture, you see him walking to the asylum with a bird cage, and he's completely naked. They show the back of him. And he knocks on the door. He wants to be let in because that world is that's crazy. I know as you guys
see this movie. What's it called? King of Hearts?
King of Hearts.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if it's in French or English. I forget.
No. Okay.
But it shows the craziness of war.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
I mean, it's like let's sit down and talk. Let's sit down and talk this out. Why are we killing each other?
That's true. Well, that was the premise of MASH as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah. MASH was. I mean, that was it was well written.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. And they had the stars who played in it were outstanding too.
Yeah. Well, both the movie and the show, and the TV series. I don't know if you guys ever read Catch-22, the book, not the movie. The movie. But that's sort of crazy also, because the Catch-22 was if you knew that you were battle weary and couldn't, become a pilot, that means you really weren't battle weary because you knew you were battle weary, so you couldn't You couldn't get him out to deferment.
I hear you, I hear you.
That was a catch-22. If you know you're
Right.
crazy, you're not crazy.
Exactly, yeah.
But anyway, to me, now you know how I feel about the military. But you guys are so,
But I know you support soldiers, and that's important.
I support soldiers because
That's
they're
correct.
the
Yes,
soldiers are pawns in a
Yes.
way.
in a way. Yeah.
Because what I feel sorry for now, I don't know if this is true or not. A lot of the guys in the reserves, a lot of them went into the reserves because of the benefits that they would get. You know, you serve 2-3 years in the army and you get, college tuition or certain other benefits. GI Bill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But then during peacetime, you didn't go to war. You just did it. Then all of a sudden, this whole thing with the Middle East happened. And all these people that said, I didn't sign up for this. I thought I was being a peacetime. All of a sudden, they were thrown into combat.
Right.
I think I told you that when I was in the National Guard for like almost 22 years, my 2-week annual training was at Fort Drum, New York.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's what we did for 22 to 23 years. When I retired and the National Guard became more involved with the overall, Army operations, then things got where, the regular Army relied on the National Guard and the Reserve to support them in their overall operations. So it's a big difference.
But did the regular Army have, the soldiers have that much respect for the National Guard? I mean, were they considered equals?
Okay, now, when I first joined the National Guard, the regular Army personnel didn't consider us part of the Army. However, as things went on and as we became better in the overall training programs, we became an integral part of their overall operation. And believe it or not, today, they don't go forward without the support of the National Guard and the Reserves. So it's a big difference today than it was 25 years ago.
Yeah.
In fact, the Army itself, learned that the active duty people learned the lesson when we went into free Kuwait, if you remember, when we went across the line into Iraq.
Yeah.
And at that time, that was the first time they started activating National Guard and Reserve troops to send over. And they were sent over there in some cases, and the 42nd Division is a classic example. The division commander is a National Guardsman, and they put active duty units under his control. And the active duty people said, "This can't be." And they said, "It can be, and it's going to be. Otherwise, you're going to be discharged from the service."
Yeah.
And as a result, they woke up and they said, "Okay, I guess we're fighting in the foxhole with them."
Yeah. Well, I know I have it wasn't the ROTC, but I remember as a young kid, I had someone's parent was a Marine in World War II.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like a tough sergeant. Small, actually, was a small guy. He's about like 5'7", 5'8", but tough as nails.
Mm-hmm.
And he said when he was in Japan, and they would have a lieutenant that would come in that was trained. That was I forget this 7-day wonders or something. I forget what they were called.
90-day.
90-day wonders.
90-day wonders.
OCS program.
Yeah, the OCS program. And he said they would come in, and command the troops. And the sergeant said there were more lieutenants with bullets in the back of their head. Why? Because they didn't know what the hell they were doing. And again, I cannot testify to this, but it sort of makes sense to me as a civilian, because this guy was saying charge, and like I would say, why?
Yeah.
and the field tough sergeant knew what they were doing.
Right.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I picture with the old World War II movies, him chomping on a cigar.
Yeah, you certainly had to rely on the senior NCOs in your unit, but I think I told you before, the reason I did what I did on active duty, i.e. go to airborne school, go to Ranger school, then to a unit, was to get the training before I went overseas, so I would not have that problem.
Right. Well, you were toughened, and I'm not nothing.
I don't know how tough I was, but that's what I did.
Well, figure like this, I wouldn't mess with you, either of you.
Well.
But now, what is your next step? You're going to be staying in this, or
My next step after being the county commander? Will we go? I'm still a member of my post.
Right.
So I would,
Are either of you guys looking for more national recognition or more national offices?
I'm not,
No,
no.
not really.
No.
It
Or you,
becomes political once you start moving out of the county.
Yeah.
yeah,
Even up to the state level, it's political.
yeah, we had your wife on last week.
Yes.
I don't know if you did you see the show?
I haven't seen it yet. She keeps trying to pin me down to sit and watch it.
Oh my God,
I did. It was good. She did a good job.
now I'm gonna call Carol up and have her get on your case. And I'm gonna have her get on your case if everybody in your squad has to listen to the show.
And I made sure my wife listened to it, and I got the kids listening to it. So we're getting more and more
Okay, yeah.
participation.
As I was telling Pat, this is a grassroots level. I mean,
Okay.
we are. You know, I might change the name from Malcolm Presents to Pandemic. I didn't start doing Zoomcasts like this till the pandemic. I've done regular radio broadcasting and television broadcasting, but not over the internet. But I like this because I'm in total control.
Right.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's I don't have to have a studio saying, "Oh yes, Malcolm, you could do this, you could do that." I could do whatever I damn well please.
You're making the decisions, which is nice.
Right. I mean, I got
Yes.
to a certain point in my life. I'm the general.
Okay.
Well, with the pandemic actually exposed so many more millions of people to the internet that otherwise weren't involved that much with it as a result of Zooming for either work or Zooming for organizations they belong to. So it was a big eye-opening for a lot of people that weren't participating much in the internet other than look things up.
Yeah, are you guys doing anything with the Zoom meetings or virtual meetings?
Yeah, I did it. I'm a member of the Children's Research Leukemia Association on the board, and we had a meeting actually this morning, a Zoom meeting. And I don't know if you're familiar with the Kiwanis clubs.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
not familiar. I know the name.
Okay, so I'm a member. I'm a past president of the Howard Beach Kiwanis Club, and during the pandemics, we conducted our meetings via Zoom. I'm not a fan of it, but you know, it serves a purpose. That's for sure.
Well, done right, it's a worthwhile type of thing.
Yeah, and then when it's over, you don't have to get in your car and travel 45 minutes to get home because you're already home.
But anyway, guys, you know our half hour's up.
Okay.
Okay.
It's about 35 minutes.
Oh, very good.
All right, we did good.
Yeah, anyway, thank you guys very much. And again, thank you for your service. And I know right now, I just did a show called Discussions with Deborah. And I was discussing how, I mean, I'm proud to be an American, but I'm more proud to be a human being, a person. And I think with the world has to stop thinking in terms of I'm an American, I'm a German, I'm a Russian, because we're all in the same boat together. If you read the newspapers, the world is coming to an end. I mean,
Well, let's hope not.
no, but we're destroying it. Read what the UN said. We're destroying the earth. And the only way that we can, you know, this is my political, it's really not political, but the only way that we could save it is working together as people.
I agree. Sure.
Sure.
Because it's frightening. I'm thinking not necessarily me, because you know, I won't suffer that much, because I don't know how long I have, the rest, 10, 20 years. But it's my kids and my grandkids, your kids and your
Sure, you're going to
grandkids.
be around for a long time.
Anyway, guys, enough proselytizing.
Thanks for your
Thank you.
support.
I appreciate your support.
See you
And
next week.
You have a good evening, and I'll see you next week.
Okay, bye. Say hello to Carol for me.
I will. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.